Hi there, I'm Jeremy Shirk with Nebraska Realty, and I'm here with another Realtor Rambling Moment for you. Today, I have with me Jeremy Stratman from Castle & Cook Mortgage, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about how you can minimize your closing costs and down payment. Jeremy, thanks for being here. I don't know about you, but with tax season in full swing, I'm getting a lot of calls from people who want to use their tax refund to get into the housing market, which is an ideal time to do so. But I'm getting a lot of people who are concerned about whether or not their refund is going to be enough for the down payment on a house. So the very first thing I'd like you to address is this misconception that I think is still out there that buyers need to save up 20% down before they can afford to get into a house. So as a lender, can you just help me dispel that myth?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that is definitely a misconception. There's multiple programs that require, anywhere from 3 to 3.5 to 5% down, and other ones that require very little to no money down to be able to get into a house.
Now, I know that you here at Castle & Cook offer a range of different types of programs that can assist a buyer with their down payment costs. Could you just real briefly run through some of those?
Sure. So we actually do a 3% commissional loan. That's very, very minimal out of pocket. As well, we have a program called the Chenoa loan. That is, we take your down payment, put it into another little micro loan, and you pay that off over 10 years. So there's no early payoff fee on that, and it changes your monthly payment very minimally, and you can just pay it off with next year's tax return or however you want to do that to where your mortgage payment stays the same.
Awesome. And Chenoa is a program that I haven't heard of before. Is it relatively new, or is it just something that not a lot of people are doing in the area? Or
it is a unique program. I'm not aware of many other lenders in the Omaha area offering a Chenoa loan. The great part about it is since we can finance your down payment, if the realtor is able to negotiate seller concessions for you, you can literally get into a house with zero to nothing.
Awesome. I'm glad you mentioned seller paid buyer's cost. There is a myth out there right now that sellers are not paying any buyer's costs because we're in a seller's market. It's true that we're in a seller's market, but I have seen a couple of sellers paying buyer's costs lately. What you really need as a buyer, if you want the seller to pay some of your closing costs, is an experienced agent who's good enough to negotiate some of the contingencies in your purchase agreement, or maybe offer a little bit above asking price so that the seller is comfortable paying a portion of your closing costs, and the seller still comes out with what they want to net, their net proceeds. And what it basically amounts to is that you are, instead of paying the upfront closing costs, you are financing them into your 30-year mortgage and paying them over 30 years. So obviously, there are a lot of options for down payment and closing costs. You can get into your first home for a lot less than I think most people believe they could. And especially with tax refund season, I think now is a good time to reach out to either Jeremy or I and talk about whether or not it's a possibility for you. Because we can't answer all of your questions in a short video, I'm going to put Jeremy's link for the Castle & Cook Mortgage site down below. Feel free to call or email, or you could private message us or reach out to me and we can get you in touch with him. We're always here to help and happy to answer any of your questions. Jeremy, I want to thank you again for being here. And then I want to remind everybody to tune in next week when Jeremy is back, and we're going to talk about different types of financing and mortgages and what each of those different types means. I'm Jeremy Shirk with Nebraska Realty. This is your Realtor Rambling Moment. I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much.